Hey guys, it's Vince. Today in this video we're going to be discussing installing Warp9's Ethernet Smooth Stepper into your PC for Ethernet control of your CNC system. Now, many of you already know the Ethernet Smooth Stepper has been on the market for some time, easily as long as the G540. There's been numerous videos made on the topic. However, I find that some of the videos are confusing, and judging from the fact that I'm having potential clients and past clients ask me lots of questions about it, makes sense to do a straight walkthrough, so to speak, on the process itself. So first thing I want you guys to realize is dealing with the Ethernet Smooth Stepper no different than any other component in the CNC system. You definitely want to make sure you're dealing with shielded cables. The Ethernet cable you should use should be shielded. Again, the power source you're using should also be a shielded power source or a quality unit. If you're using a wall power pack type unit, Woolworth type thing, an actual ferrite is fine to install on the power lead. That will make the system, again, have that filtered end of power going into it to keep everything as clean as possible. And the unit should also be installed segregated from your controller. I get a lot of guys that feel they can install it because they've seen numerous people online installing them inside the enclosure. The bare circuit board is then exposed. You're much better off having it segregated from the power supplies and everything else inside the system once again, and keep it outside of it. That'll keep everything nice and segregated, keep your signals a lot cleaner. So just keep that in mind. So now what we're going to do, now that we've got that preliminary done, Mach 3 should technically be installed with the Ethernet Smooth Stepper. If, however, you want to install it prior, you're more than welcome to. There's not really a definitive choice there, but overall, I'm assuming you're just getting ready to install Mach 3 for your system for the first time. So it'll all be done once we download the SCU, which is the System Configuration Utility. First thing you want to do is open your browser. You're going to want to type in, and I'll read this slow enough so hopefully you can type it as I'm reading it, https://warp9td.com/index.php/SW. So right here you can see you'll come up to this page, current software page, Warp9 of course being the manufacturer of the Ethernet Smooth Stepper. Which piece of software are you looking for? You're looking for the SCU, the System Configuration Utility for ESS or Ethernet Smooth Stepper. You're going to click on that. Once you click on that, it's going to bring you down and it says System Configuration Utility. This utility helps you easily and quickly configure your Windows PC to communicate with your Ethernet Smooth Stepper. Here is a video showing you how to use the SCU, and this is the video that usually confuses most potential and past clients. It's older, it's dated, it's dealing with operating systems we're no longer using. Again, forget that video. If your computer uses .NET 4, which is simply an application for Windows, then you want to download this one. If your computer is not using .NET 4, it is not installed yet, you want to download this version. Now, real simple, guys. If you're uncertain, download this version. I'm using Windows 10 right now, therefore I already know I've gone through numerous updates. Net 4 is already in. If you're dealing with Windows 7, Windows 8, odds are if the system has been updated relatively recently, you're going to have this. So once again, when in doubt, come over here. When not in doubt, come over here, and I'm not, so I'm going to click on that. You can see that the download's already been done. I've downloaded it before. I'm going to click Open. Okay, you're going to get the warning from Windows 10, of course. She's now doing her installation thing. And if we come down here, you'll see this W9 box. Now, if I click this, you can see the SCU utility has been installed. Now, this is where I said to you, you would be able to download Mach. And it says optional. And it says download Ess Plug-In optional. In this case, of course, we want to download the Ess Plug-In. We'll do that first. And all the plugin really is a driver so that it can communicate properly with Mach 3. And again, if you're not using Mach 3, you can also use it for Mach 4. I'm using Mach 3, therefore I go with Mach 3. Download the current Mach 3 ESS plugin. It is a zip file. Released February 25th, 2019. This is the one we're going to go with. Click on it. And now we're going to come over here and we're going to go with Open. And you can see, it's just asking me if I want to buy WinZip. You can see here, ESS Mach3.m3p. This file right here is what we want to double click on. And you're going to see plugin has been installed. That's all we care about. Done. Now it's saying ESS Mach3.M3P will be compressed only after closing the application. Using it, modification will be lost if you close WinRAR before that. We're not going to worry about that. Close this. Okay, we're done there. Now we'll close out of this. And we're going to come back up here. And we know we're basically set to go here. So we can close that out. Now we're going to go with download Mach optional. Now most of you, as I've already said, will most likely be installing Mach 3 with the ESS. And if you already have Mach 3 installed, that's fine. That would be the end of the process. You would continue then with Start PC Configuration. I suggest watching the end of the video though, or skipping ahead to that, because right now I'm going to install Mach 3 for the guys that haven't already done that. So now you can see it's bringing us over here. And right here it says, which version of Mach software are you looking for? You can go with Mach 3 or Mach 4. Well, of course, I'm using Mach 3, so I'm going to go with Mach 3. And then it says here, we strongly recommend, as of May 16, 2018, this was their release, they go with this one. They find that this version of Mach is more stable, and it does have the Windows 10 fix, so we're going to click on that. Just give it a second. Now, mind you, of course, I've already downloaded this and done all this in the meantime, so your system may go faster, may go slower. Typically, if you have an antivirus installed, it'll check everything. You can see right here the file's already up. Open when done. And now she'll go through, and once we get the hourglass with a mouse cursor, you know everything has been correlated. You can see here all the fixes that they've done in this actual release. There we go. Once again, we get the Windows 10 warning, yes. Okay. Welcome to installer for Mach 3 version. This is correct. We're going to go there. We're definitely going to say I agree to the terms of the license agreement. If you don't do that, of course, watch, you will not be able to move forward. So you click next. Install Mach 3. Of course, this is the default location. I recommend leaving that. Now, it says parallel port driver. You do not want to install a parallel port driver, nor need to, because we're using Ethernet control. So therefore, you want to uncheck that box. You'll be golden there. Click next. Click next once again, and next one more time. Okay, we're good. Mach is done. Okay, now that that's completed, we're good there. Okay, our plugin is in, Mach is in, we are all set. We're going to come over here, and now what we're going to do is we're going to start on option 3, Start PC Configuration. Okay, if you don't have the Ethernet Smooth Stepper plugged in, now would of course be the time to do it. And again, power the unit on. Now you will be using a hardwired network connection. I'm using a laptop, but I have the unit actually wired into my router hardwired. So keep that in mind. We're going to click on Start PC Configuration. Please choose one of the following to configure your computer. Most people will use Easy Mode. Now I'm going to recommend most of you use Easy Mode. Advanced Mode, you're going to be putting in some manual settings. Wizard Mode guides you through the setup and configuration process, but requires some networking knowledge. And again, from, like I said, I'd say 98% of you, Easy Mode is the golden way to go. Okay, we can see here that the Smooth Stepper, there it is, Ethernet, there we go, adapter IP 10992, and I'm using a Realtek PCI GBE family controller that's in my laptop. Okay, now it says here, step 1, select left-click on the network adapter that the Smooth Stepper is connected to. This requires that your Smooth Stepper use the factory settings and that it is directly connected to your computer. The next step will appear after you click on the adapter in the list below. So we're going to left-click, and now we're good. Configure everything. Clicking on Configure Everything will configure the network adapter and firewall for communication with your Ethernet Smooth Stepper. Now, certain antivirus software can be finicky, guys, so pay attention to that. If you're in doubt, you can always disable your firewall and come back and see if the system has been interrupted. If it is, then you know you're going to most likely have to disable the firewall. Configure everything. And just sit back and relax. This is totally normal, letting her do her thing. Boom. Now we're looking for this area right here where it says successful pings, and you can see it's pinging, which means it's communicating with the ESS, which is exactly what we want. The adapter's IP address is 10992. Over here, step 3, listening for Ethernet smooth steppers. The detected ESS table at the bottom of this window will update every few seconds with any detected ESSs, but it may take up to a minute for the first ping to show up. Well, we showed it up virtually instantly. If your ESS appears, you may close the program and start running mock. If your smooth stepper does not appear within a minute, click on I don't see ESS. If you see boot P packets coming in, remove BP jumper and all this neat stuff, you should not have to mess with any of this. We're all set to go right here. So we see pings. I see pings. I'm going to close the SCU like many of you will do. Boom. It'll close out. Just give it a second. And now we'll go into mock. Just booting up mock. Okay, you can see it says ESS Mach 3. We're going to select that. Boom. And I'm going to click OK. Okay, now this message comes up, and I've gotten asked about this numerous times. The ESS did not respond to the wake-up message. If this is a new profile, you will need to enter an IP address. Is your ESS powered and connected? This message they could really get away with. I mean, most of you already know you've got it powered and connected. Overall, what we need to do is enter the IP address, which is the standard IP address. So press yes to try connecting to the ESS again. Many of you do that. No to enter the new IP address. Well, if we click connect yes, you're going to find it's going to come back up. Many of you have gone through that problem. We don't want to do that. We're going to click no so we can enter the IP address manually. And you see the factory default, which we haven't changed, many of you have not changed, is 10. So we'll come over here, 10, 9, 9, 9. And now click OK. She's doing her thing to try to communicate. And if she goes through like that, you're all set. Now you can go in, and you can see my e-stop has now not been configured. Ports and pins, input signals, check our e-stop, make sure we're on active low, and there you go. You're all set. Now your ESS should be communicating fine. You will also find at your plug-in control up here, you'll have Ethernet IP, all these other little options to go in with plugins if you do choose to manipulate everything. But as of right now, you guys now have your Ethernet smooth stepper set up, configured, and you should be provided with motion. If you do have any questions, you can definitely contact Warp9. They're very good about answering any questions, again, depending on the time. And the reason I say that, of course, we know that time zones are all different. So keep that in mind if you're in Canada, if you're on the West Coast. Depending on location, they may get back to you in a day or two. So just keep that in mind. But other than that, process is pretty simple. Hopefully this has helped many of you. Again, very, very straightforward process. And I will be putting in the description link one more time just to clarify how to install Mach 3 prior. So for you guys that want to install it without going through the SCU, you'll have that option as well, and that tutorial will walk you right through it. Once again, I love all my subscribers. You guys have been a wonderful, wonderful support to me. And again, I hope this little tutorial helps all of you. If any of you require, or I should say have questions or quotes that you're looking for, please contact me directly at my email address, storm2313@gmail.com, or you can contact me direct through eDealers Direct, and I will put that link below, which is my eBay store, and we'll get you guys all squared away. Thank you. Take care.